Oh no. It looks like somebody's missing from this picture if he was a part of this movie. Where the heck is Alan Scary Rickman as Colonel Brandon? Why are these people so darn disrespectful to one of the most underrated actors of all time, who did play Professor Scary Snape in the Harry Potter saga? They should be ashamed of themselves. For sure. Well, anyway, hi ladies and dudes. This is Rebecca Lynn Barkley, aka BoobUp97. This is my review for today. And today's review, ladies and dudes, well, my friends, it's that time again for another movie review. And yes, ladies and dudes, this movie is truly based by a book. A book that I never read. And we are on our way to its 25th anniversary of the day when this movie came out in the year of 1995. So, for my next movie review is Sense and Sensibility. And this is a very, very enjoyable movie to watch. I'm not sure if it's a popular one or a very underrated one, but I know they made so many versions of the story. But I think I'll go ahead with this one because I know this one the best. And I remember the time I did see little parts of it back at my grandmother's house from 7 years ago, if memory serves me right. So, without further ado, ladies and dudes, let's head on to my next movie review of Sense and Sensibility. So, let's head on to the main plot of the story. Well, the main plot of the story is kind of hard for me to say, but I'll do the best I can for it. It's a story about these two women named Miss Dashwood and Mary Ann. They're very poor, they don't have much money left, and they're flat broke, and they have to find a new home for a while so they could take care of their youngest sister and their mother. And also they're trying to find some dudes out there that they can marry. The oldest sister, Miss Dashwood, she found a really nice guy who's very shy, very sweet, and also had very good manners, but she had no idea that this guy's gonna be married to someone else, someone that we're so darn uncomfortable with. While the most fashionable but somewhat of a spoiled young woman, Mary Ann, I think there's gonna be a love triangle going on between a very handsome, charming dude who's a colonel, and the other one is some young dude that she met while it was raining outside, and this guy also had a secret as well. So I wonder how the heck will the Dashwood ladies handle these suitable dudes, and which one of them will, have a chance to find someone they love and get married and all that stuff. So that's my whole entire plot of Sense and Sensibility, and I guess everybody wants to know is, what the heck do I think about this movie? Well, to tell you the truth is, ladies and dudes, I really did enjoy this movie very much. It had a very good storyline for the most part. The characters were likable. I enjoyed all the casting for this movie. Well, except for one actress that I do feel so uncomfortable with. I love the cinematography, I love the score, I love the costume designs, I love the setting of the film. And yes, there's a couple of interesting fun facts you should know about this film, for sure. So anyway, let's head on to my strongest points and the weakest points of Sense and Sensibility, the 1995 version. I will say for the strongest points for this movie is truly the casting. I enjoyed all the cast for this movie. I love Emma Thompson as Miss Dashwood. I love Kate Winslet as Mary Ann. I love Hugh Grant as this Edward dude. And I really love Alan Scary Rickman as our dear beloved Colonel Brandon. And everybody else did a great job. I mean, this is the best cast I ever seen. Well, except for one person I do feel uncomfortable with. I will tell you about that person in a moment. So yeah, all I could say is for my strongest points for this movie is truly the casting. And let's go on to the most weakest points about this movie. I will go with two main weak points of the movie. Just two. I wish there were two characters who needs to have a little bit more role in the story, while the other is a character I felt very, very uncomfortable with. The first weakest point of the movie is I just wish that Alan Scary Rickman and Hugh Grant, who played Colonel Brandon and Edward, I wish those two guys need to have a little bit more of a role in the story, because those two guys were the truly very interesting characters, and I think they're pretty darn underrated to the story. I know they want to focus on the Dashwood girls, since they are the main focus of the story, but we gotta support the other characters who needs a little bit more role in the story, and they need more fleshing out and way more developing. So yeah, I feel bad for those two beloved actors that we all know and love, who only had a small role in the film. And the second weakest point of the movie is there's only one character I felt so uncomfortable with, and this person looks too much like a dude. It really creeps me out. And it's this lady who played this Lucy Steele person. I mean, she's just so uncomfortable to watch. I just can't stand the look on her face. Do you think that she looks too much like a dude? Feels like somebody's cross-dressing. Yeah, lots of question marks in our heads. Like, what's going on here, Boob Update 27? Why you're so darn confused about this one person that you felt so uncomfortable with? Ugh. Yeah. I wish I could say something. So, yep. Those are the two main weak points I found with this movie. One, I wish Hugh Grant and Alan Scary Rickman, who played these two beloved men, I wish they had a little bit more role in the film. Since I never read the book, I'm sure in the book these two characters don't have much of a role in the story. But I wish they had a little bit more parts to the film. And also, one character I felt so uncomfortable with that creeps me out. Darn it all. And now, let's go on to the characters and also the interesting fun facts you should know about this film. Okay, I'm gonna go to the interesting fun facts first before we get to the character-wise. There was one good interesting fun fact you should know about this film. We already know that Hugh Grant and the Alan Scary Rickman, they did work together before they did this movie. Some movie I never heard of, and I think it might be a radar film, I guess. I forgot what the movie was called, but I did see a picture of it somewhere from this person's top 10 list of the top 10 best Alan Rickman films of all time. So yes, they did work together before before they did Sense and Sensibility. And yes, ladies and dudes, there's another interesting fun fact that Emma Thompson, Hugh Grant, and Alan Scary Rickman, they did reunite again in Love Actually. And we already know which characters they play, so I'll let you guys figure it out for yourselves on which characters they play from Sense and Sensibility. Not Sense and Sensibility, sorry. It's Love Actually. I will say Love Actually is an okay movie, but I do like their performances for it. And yes, ladies and dudes, there's another interesting fun fact you should know about Sense and Sensibility, and this is going to be a heartbreaking one, and we already know about it from a couple of years ago. Something that will break our hearts. The part where Kate Winslet and Alan Scary Rickman, they did work together one last time in their second film together called The Little Charo. And Alan Rickman did direct the film, and he was a star in it, and Kate Winslet did play the main character of the story. The saddest part is, this is their final time working together before a few years later, Alan Scary Rickman had died from some type of cancer. Yeah, it is very heartbreaking to know. And another interesting fun fact you should know about Sense and Sensibility is that we know that Alan Scary Rickman and Emma Thompson, they did work together before. There was another movie that they did work together, is some type of 2010 film that featured something when they had lunch, they were having lunch together. And I don't know what the movie was called, but I remember I did see a music video about it. It's around many years ago, and I don't know which year it was when I saw that video. Oh, the music video that came from a good YouTube friend I know. So, those are the fun facts I can find for Sense and Sensibility. And now let's go on to the characters. I will go with the two characters that stand out to me in this film. The first character I want to talk about is the youngest Dashwood. I forgot the little girl's name, but I will say she's my most favorite Dashwood sister out of the three. I think she's a very fun character to watch. She's cute, she's interesting, and she's having a fun time with her life. And I do like the part where she makes her own tree house. And she's just a very fun character to watch. She's my most favorite Dashwood of the other Dashwood girls, if you know what I mean. And the second character I want to talk about is our dear beloved Colonel Brandon, played by Alan Scary Rickman. This is a guy that we will miss the most, and this is one of my favorite performances from a very underrated actor. I mean, he had a really good storyline, he has a good personality, great attitude. I will say this is Alan Rickman's most good-looking character that he had ever played for his whole entire career. I mean, he's such a good-looking guy who's very handsome, very charming, and I really love his hair. His hair is kind of like golden brown, if that's all I could say about that. I still miss Alan Scary Rickman even to this day. I still miss him, even if I never met him in person. But I always imagine him if he was there right now in my very own head. That's all I could say about Colonel Brandon and our dear beloved Alan Scary Rickman, if you know what I mean. So let's head on to my final thoughts of Sense and Sensibility. Overall, Sense and Sensibility is a pretty good movie to watch, and a very good movie that's truly based by a book. Has a good storyline, likable characters except for one, has good cinematography, has a great score, good costume designs, and great fun facts that you should know about this film. So I decided to give this movie an 8 out of 10. Yeah, it's a good movie to watch that's truly based by a book. And yeah, that's my whole entire movie review of Sense and Sensibility. And join me next time for my next movie review to come as I do The Adventures of Tintin. This is going to be a very, very fun movie to watch. And also, I hope I'll have a fun movie review very, very soon, since I had trouble making up good movie reviews or two. So anyway, that's my whole entire movie review of the day, and be prepared for this one whenever I can get there. And I'll see you guys later, and sayonara.